Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? It's Anthony from the Daily Truth. The truth in 5 minutes or less. I am home. My voice is still a little raspy. It is what it is. Also, all the equipment, things, no screen. Don't know what's going on. So I'm looking here, I'm looking there, looking here, looking there. Anyways, today's Daily Truth in 5 minutes or less is the power of a moment. I started it yesterday. I was still very tired because it was 6 a.m. the time that I was in, and I'm still kind of adjusting back to that. So I want to get a little bit more into it because growing up, going through college, the one shining moment video is actually what I based my senior thesis on. And I realized we had a bunch of these one shining moments this last week. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in. Like this video, share this video, do all the things with this video. Let's see, we're going. We're good. We're golden. So the interesting thing that I started talking about yesterday was kind of this whole like a bunch of people collectively being in the moment, sharing that moment, maybe putting the phones down to enjoy that moment. But this isn't even about that. This is actually the power of that moment. And I watched transformative moments have the ability of really truly bringing people together. And as cheesy as the solar eclipse may have been for some people, watching some of these newscasters and reporters that never would talk about God, I'm sure during their typical broadcasts or weather forecasts, whatever it may be, where all of a sudden very much so implying about this spiritual moment for them. They were implying how they had to take the moment in and to make you realize that there is something so much bigger. And whether it was an agnostic or a Christian belief, there was definitely something emoting from all these people. There's an emotion coming out, and the same could be said about sports. And ironically enough, the same day it was the national championship game, which might I add that the women's national championship game for the first time ever actually had more ratings than men. I think that's incredibly impressive. I don't even really like women's basketball, by the way, but I will tell you, actually, I really dislike the WNBA, but the championship game for women was as close to. I mean, it was a great game. It was literally one of the best basketball games I've ever watched. Totally a side subject. Anyways, there's the thing at the end of the men's national tournament called One Shining Moment. They've played it for decades. I don't remember when they didn't, so it's probably ever since I was born, where they would do a recap video of all the March Madness, the 64 teams, which now is like 68, down to the Final Four, Final Two, and the champion. And they play it. And I've been on court for this, which is kind of a full circle moment to me. I did my senior thesis in college about the one shining moment video, and that everything is a highlight reel. I kind of did that whole concept, and that's what I based my senior thesis on. Was the capacity and the ability to live in the moment, but also when it comes to highlight reels, it shows how powerful the moment is. Anyways, so there was a time I was at a bar several years ago after I'd been working the whole time for the Final Four, and the bar had nobody in it but our group of people, and I was like, can you keep the volume on for one shining moment? And they looked at me like I was absolutely insane. Because like the game's over. I'm like, yeah, but the one shining moment video. So what they do for the one shining moment video is they bring the winning team on the court because they're already there. They just cut down the nets and they play this video for them. And for the everybody in the audience that's still there, which is still at least half the crowd. And it's just one gigantic highlight reel. And the power of that moment and the power of everything that leads up to that, and how the fandom of teams. And I know sometimes we say that the concept of this team thing is actually um, the concept is where you divides people. It's like, oh, you root for this and you root for that. It really doesn't. Like in sports, for the most part, unless it's like Boston Yankees, and even then, like for great moments, bad moments in the country still get brought together by these two places that tend to hate each other in sports. It's really one of those fascinating things that you see a collective come together, and sports still has the ability to unite people. For people that I'm seeing some comments that I'm not feeling. You can't see my face. What do you mean you can't see my face? For those of you that are not, that think that I'm coming down with cold, I'm not. A, I'm tired because I'm still on Western Standard Time, and B, I was yelling for 3 days, so I don't have a voice. I feel just fine. Thank you, though. with that, that's today's daily truth, is the power of a moment. That's it. I've got set ones that I'll be doing the next couple days, but I wanted to, before the Final Four was in our far rear view, and the solar eclipse is in our far rear view, to just realize that we have to continue to search for these moments, but at the same time, every day, take joy in the little things, because there's great moments, there's small moments, there's good moments, there's big moments, there's all these different moments, and just take them in. These are the memories that make life worth it. All right. God bless, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Oh, don't surrender your pets. Don't do it.